Had an encounter with the devil?
Yeah, I got booked for a photo shoot. They took me all the way up this mountain. I was on top of the mountain. We finished the photo shoot. They having OD cars. They got a 3-seater McLaren. They got a Ferrari. And I'm asking them, like, how y'all get all this money? They like, we do demonic rituals. I'm laughing. No, you don't, bro. I'm like, how you get this money? Don't put me on. I'm trying to get like y'all. Like, nah, we do demonic rituals. I say, so what type of demonic ritual? He say, the Illuminati never talked to you. I'm laughing. I'm still laughing at him like, bro, you playing a game. Like, he like, bro, no, for real. Leonardo DiCaprio do all the initiation. I'm like, what? I'm like, who is that? What is you talking about, gang? Keep it PG-13. He was basically saying, either you let him peg you or you do oral and you'll get whatever you want. If you want to be the next big actress, next big whoever, I can take you to somebody. And all you gotta let them do is just do what they want to do to you. Just for a night. Do some gay, basically do some gay. They doing all this, I'm trying to call my Uber. We on top of the mountain though. So I don't got no service. The people who booked me left. After they leave, I'm in the car with the other dude that they called up to have a photo shoot with me. I get in the car with him in the 3-seater McLaren. On the way up, we go all the way up, like in the swivel, like all the way around the mountain.
Yeah.
On the way down, we take a right. So he not going the same way that we came up. So then that's what I try. I'm like, take me to go get some McDonald's, gang. He said, we not gonna take you to get no McDonald's. We spent all this money to get you up here. This face change, gang. In front of me, you see Venom? Like,
Yeah, like
Spider-Man?
Yeah, from Spider-Man.
Kind of like that. Probably about this wide. Face change. I'm like, what the? Like, it's probably about like right here. Like, see somebody morph into something?
Yeah.
It's like that. It threw me all the way off. We in the 3-seater McLaren, so it's like a button you gotta push to get up out of there.
Gotcha.
He smack our mailbox. So now he hit the button and he get up out of there. He hit the button and get up out of there. I see the button, I'm getting up out of there too. I hit the button. Guess what? It's a mailman come out of nowhere. I run up to him, I'm like, hey bro, let me get in the back of your truck. He looking at me like, what the hell? No. I look at him, I'm like, bro, just let me get in the back of your truck. I'm like, please, just take me down to the bottom. Please, just take me down to the bottom.
Wait, what's the Bohemian Grove then?
I'll tell you better right now. So basically, it's in San Francisco. It's been documented already.
Yeah.
There's been many politicians, many actors, many musicians, artists. They come together and they do these rituals to this effigy. It's like an owl or whatever it is, and they do sacrificial rituals to this owl and get fucked up and do weird shit, orgies, and oh shit, say I can't even say that on TikTok, but you know, they do a lot of weird stuff.
Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. You're crazy if you think these celebrities don't worship Satan for fame and riches. Okay. Now, you know, this is a topic that you know, it's a reoccurring topic that, you know, we got to touch on through the spirit because, you know, a lot of our people covet after being famous. They covet after being a millionaire, right? Being a star in this world, okay? But a lot of our people don't understand that in order to get that type of success, in order to achieve that level of fame, okay, you're gonna have to you know, pledge your allegiance to the spiritual demon Satan. All right, and you're gonna have to do some ritualistic you know, you're gonna have to participate in some satanic rituals, all right, in order to show your allegiance and you know, basically establish that covenant with the spiritual demon Satan. And in return, okay, Satan will grant you fame and riches, but you know, you got to pretty much you know, pawn your soul off, man. Okay. Now, the two videos you just watched, all right, it was, you know, the one Jake, his name is Lil Tony. I don't know him, right? But apparently he's a rapper, up and coming rapper, right? That's trying to come up in Hollywood. He's trying to come up in the entertainment industry, right? And, you know, he goes into a story basically how some people took him up to a high mountain out there in Hollywood, and they, you know, they was trying to get him to convert and sell his soul, all right? And then he said, you know, as he was trying to back out of it, the driver pretty much morphed into a demon right in front of him, okay? And, you know, that's definitely of a fact, man, because, you know, the people that are involved in the entertainment industry, okay, they're constantly fucking around with sorcery. They're constantly fucking around with, you know, basically just demonic evil shit on a day-to-day basis, okay? So eventually they can become one with a demon. All right. It's like their soul merges with a demon. All right. I remember I seen a video, and I'm pretty sure you could still catch it online on YouTube, man. But, you know, Beyonce, she was practicing her choreography. She was doing some choreographing. How do you say that word? You know, she was basically choreographing some dance moves, I guess, you know, practicing for a show that she was about to do. And as she was doing it, as she was doing the dance moves, you know, she pretty much morphed into a demon on stage. You know what I mean? Her whole face, you know what I'm saying, changed into, you know, something satanic, man. All right. You can find that video on the internet if they still got it, and you'll see how Beyonce morphed into something. All right. And that's because these people, they play with sorcery, man. All right. And they get to a point to where they can communicate with a spiritual demon, all right? Just like how you can talk to somebody in the physical realm, all right, and have a full-on conversation. Well, that's how these people that are involved in the entertainment industry, that's how they engage, okay, with these spiritual demons, man, because they've opened their body up, okay, to Satan's will. When you do all of them rituals and you do all of that, you know, all of them sacrifices and shit, when you do that type of shit, man, you're pretty much opening your body up, okay, for Satan to use you as a host. All right. That's why, you know, that nigga Aleister Crowley, okay, he was on a quest to pretty much be a vessel for Satan's will, right? So he made himself as abominable as he could. All right. You know, basically doing everything you could think of, right? That's evil, right? Having sex with animals, homosexuality, drugs, right? Murdering children. Okay. Everything you could think of, he did it. All right. And eventually he was a host for the spiritual demon Satan. All right. So these celebrities, in order for them to keep receiving that success that they have and keep being, you know, admired by the public, okay, they have to continue to please Satan, because Satan is the one that's giving it to them. All right. So they have to continue to, you know, attend these little rituals. Right. And they also have to find young come-ups like that Jake you heard talk, that little Tony Jake. They have to find little Jakes like him that that covet after that life, and they got to help transition him into Satanism. All right. This is what's really going on. And if you don't believe what I'm saying and you think that this is all just some mumbo jumbo, you're out of your mind, man. OK. You're out of your mind. You've been in America too damn long, man. All right. Because this is of a fact, man. All right. Every now and then, it's always a celebrity that blows the lid off of what's really going on behind the scenes. Just like the videos you watch with Ryan Garcia. Remember Ryan Garcia, was this last year or the year before? But basically, you know, not too long ago, Ryan Garcia was basically talking about how, you know what I'm saying, the elites, you know, pretty much, you know, forced him to watch them doing a satanic ritual, which involved drinking blood and, you know, putting children to death. All right. And then once he blowed the lid off that, what they do, they framed him as crazy. They suspended him from boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they do. If one of these celebrities get out of line, they have all of the evidence they need to blackmail them, right? And write them off as crazy. Okay. And then if it gets too much, they'll just send an assassin after him and put him to death and make it seem like, oh, it happened because of natural causes. You see? Because they don't want people to know how dark and how sinister, okay, that entertainment industry really is, man. All right? That shit ain't about how much talent you got. All right? Because we're Israelites, man. Almost all Israelites have talent, man. Okay? Almost all Israelites can rap, you know, and put some words together and rap. All right? But it ain't about that. It ain't about how much talent you got. It's about who's willing to, sacrifice themselves for Satan's purpose, man. Okay? So these celebrities that you see, okay, they have made that deal with the spiritual demon Satan, and they're being used as a pawn. All right. That's why it's always every now and then it's always some big conspiracy or something, you know, bugged out that happens with these celebrities. You know, their world, that celebrity world is very strange. All right. It's very strange. Like I just seen a video, Lil Nas X. You could look this up. And, you know, Lil Nas X was walking around in his underwear out there in L.A. He was walking around in his underwear bugging the fuck out. All right. Just happened. I think that just happened a couple days ago. He walking around L.A. Lil Nas X walking around L.A. in his underwear by himself, singing, bugging out. You know what I mean? Showing off that homosexual demon. Okay. That's because them demons is plaguing his goddamn mind, man. And somebody like him, okay, you know, they got him in a rotation of constant rituals, man. All right. He's in a rotation of constant rituals. Basically, the more wicked the celebrity is, the more satanic shit they doing behind the scenes. So somebody like Lil Nas X that has made himself 100% abominable in the public eye, that ultimately means that he's, you know, they got him going hard, okay, with worshiping Satan. All right. And a lot of these celebrities, they bugging out, man. All right. They start bugging out on camera because, you know, we're Israelites, man. We're not meant to be joined in with Satan like that, man. So that's going against our nature. Esau can lock in with Satan and he could go home, sleep like a baby, and he could come out to the public and can be a completely normal person. You wouldn't even suspect that this nigga's out here worshiping Satan. He look as, you know, the nigga look like a straight and narrow because that's Esau's element, man. Esau's element is to worship Satan. So he can do that shit and, you know, he could walk around and be normal with it. Jake does that shit, man. And Jake will start losing his mind, right? Jake do that shit and, you know, Jake, you know what I mean? Jake, you know, basically his spirit is going to fight against it naturally, right? And then it starts to bleed off into the public view. You know what I'm saying? So our people are not meant to worship the spiritual demon Satan like that, man. All right. But they covet after them fame and them riches, man. OK, that's what they want. They want them fame and they want them riches. All right. You got to get down with Satan to get that, man. OK, so let's go ahead and get some scriptures based on what I'm saying. All right. Let's get Sirach 9 and 11. All right. Let's start with Sirach 9 and 11. It says, envy not the glory of a sinner. OK, and that's what our people do. This is what causes our people to get involved in worshiping Satan. OK, because they envy the glory of these sinners, man. All right. These women, they look at these female pop stars and, you know, they want to be admired. They want people to, you know, look at them as a cover girl. All right. And then so, you know, these women, they end up selling their soul for that shit. You know what I mean? They end up selling their soul for it. And then, you know, it affects the women bad, man. Like you could see it on her spirit that, you know, them demons is, you know, plaguing her mind, man. All right, let me get you an example. OK, let's get an example. Let's get this woman named Jenna Ortega. OK, because this is a woman, an up and coming actress. All right, that I believe is you know, in rotation with them rituals, man, especially with the roles that she's getting. All right. If you see a woman on the big screen getting big roles, right, on hit TV shows, just understand that behind the scenes, OK, she's involved in some demonic shit, man. All right. No doubt. OK, so let's get this woman, Jenna Ortega. All right. Look, let's get a picture of her before. Now, this is her. Let me see. All right. This is her before she came into the game. Let me see, man. OK, this is her before she came into the game. Right. I know it's kind of blurry. You know what I'm saying? Look, here's a picture. It says then and now. You see the difference? Look, that's her on the left was her then before she kind of got bubbled, before she bubbled up. And then this is her now. Look at her on the right. Look how demonic she looks. You know what I'm saying? Because she dealing with them spirits, man. That shit, like the scriptures say, the wickedness of a woman darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth, man. And your countenance is dealing with your facial expression. You can see it in people's face, man. All right, what level of wickedness that they on. All right. I'm trying to get some pictures, man, before, OK, she got into the game. All right, because let me see. All right. Look how dead she looks. Look at this. Look at her eyes, bro. Look at her eyes, bro. Look at her eyes. Let's get it. Look at her eyes. Dead. She dealing with them demons. Look at her. This is her now. Demons. She dealing with them demons, man. You know what I mean? She dealing with them spirits. Look, this is a picture of her, right? You know what I mean? Looks kind of happy. You know, you could tell she green. You know what I'm saying? This is her now. Look at her. She looked dead, man. She's turning into Marilyn Manson. Okay? And she's a Latina. All right? She, you know, probably from the tribe of Issachar or something like that, man. But, you know, this is what happens, man, when our people, when they envy the glory of a sinner. Okay? Look at her. Satanic, man. Another good example is Doja Cat. Okay? They've completely ripped her up, man. All right? They've completely ripped her up. Beyonce don't even look. When Beyonce first kind of came into the game, remember Beyonce was all smiles. She was like that happy black girl that was just happy to, you know, show off her talent. Look at Beyonce now. Let's get photos of Beyonce 2025, right? Look at her. Dead. You know what I mean? She dead, man. All right. If you looking through the spirit, she don't look that happy. You know what I'm saying? She look a little dark. She look a little sinister. All right. And there's already been reports of, you know, Beyonce's a serious witch. Okay, for sure. All right. So, you know, these people, man, that get into this game, man. All right. And they think they going to get up in there innocent and they think they're going to leave innocent. Nah, your soul is going to be tainted, man. All right. Because Satan is going to eventually require a sacrifice for his will. All right. So let's go ahead and keep reading this. It says, envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in, but remember they shall not go unpunished unto their grave. You see? So you shouldn't be looking at these celebrities, man, coveting after what they have, man. Oh, I want that Rolls Royce. I want that Bentley. Okay, because you don't know what they had to do to get that shit, man. You don't know what they had to do to get them big rolls, man. You gotta definitely rub shoulders with homosexuals, man. All right. When you look at a lot of these movies and TV shows or anything dealing with the camera, okay, you have like the fashion designers, the stylists, right? That kind of like you know, fix your image so that way you could be TV ready, you could be camera ready, right? 90% of them stylists are homosexuals. You see? So, you know, you got to rub shoulders with suspicious characters, all right, in order to, you know, fit in this type of industry, man. You see? It's all satanic, man. It's all satanic, okay? And they're dealing with the left hand, no doubt, all right? Let's get this real quick. This is Isaiah 52:3. It says, for thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught. All right. A lot of our people that have sold their soul, OK, for the spiritual demon Satan's sake. OK, they really just did it for nothing. Yeah, they got the riches, they got the fame. But like the scriptures say, this is their consolation. This is all right. This is their consolation. This is the best it's going to get for them on this side. All right. Because the Lord is going to destroy anybody that participates in witchcraft. OK, anybody that participates in witchcraft, dealing with Satan. All right. You're going to be destroyed, man. All right. Because Satan will have you do some all out abominable shit, man, that you really can't come back from, man. You can't come back from having sex with a fucking animal, man. You can't come back from murdering a child. OK, in the name of Satan. You can't come back from that type of shit, man. So you got to be put to death, man. All right. And our people that have sat here and did this shit, all right, they have a terrible judgment coming to them, man. OK. It says, and ye shall be redeemed without money. All right. So this is just a warning to anybody that's trying to be in the entertainment industry. Anybody that wants to be the next hit star. OK, these are the type of things that you got to do. That Jake, he said that Leonardo DiCaprio does the initiation. You got to let Leonardo DiCaprio fuck you in your ass, or you got to suck him off. OK. So they got other celebrities that initiate up and coming celebrities, man. And you got to do some foul ass shit with them, man. All right. In order to get through the door. OK. It's not a joke, man. All right. This is Deuteronomy 12:30. It says, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them after that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. All right. Because the God of this world is Satan. OK, the God of this world is Satan. Let's get that real quick. Get proof of that. The God of this world. All right. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave strict commandment not to deal with anything outside of his purpose. All right. That's the first commandment. All right. Out of the 10 commandments, the very first commandment, thou shalt serve no other God but me. Okay. And our people that are celebrities and that want to be celebrities, they're guilty of that, man. Okay. They're guilty of serving another God. And the Lord said, don't. What did he say? Let me read that again. It says, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. Yeah. So a lot of our people have been turned out to Esau's religion of him worshiping Satan, and Jake started dabbling with that shit because it gets you fast results. All right. But the Lord said, stay away from that shit, because it will surely be a snare unto you, man. All right. It will surely be a snare unto you, man. I mean, now you're going to get trapped. A lot of these celebrities, okay, yeah, they got money. Yeah, they got fame, but they spirits be dead because now they're involved in all sorts of different contracts. You know what I'm saying? All of these goddamn litigations, all of these goddamn requirements and rituals that they have to attend, you know? And then they get to a point to where it's like, man, this shit ain't even worth it. I done had to do all sorts of shit and compromise my integrity, my moral code for this shit, and it ain't even worth it. You know? It gets to a point to where the spiritual demon starts to torture you with fame. All right? Being famous can be a torture. Okay? Everywhere you go, you know, you got people bum rushing you, trying to take a picture. You can't just go to the park and sit down and enjoy nature. You got to always go in public with a fucking disguise. Remember, Michael Jackson used to have to go out with a disguise. He couldn't even just be himself. He had to paint his face and put on a wig just for him to go out and go to a restaurant, man. You see, that shit is torturous, man. All right. So the devil will torture you with the same things that you covered after, man. Okay. Let's get this real quick. This is 2 Corinthians 4:4. It says, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. All right. And the scriptures talk about the prince of the power of the air. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So when it says the God of this world, that's why it's lowercase. When it says God, the God of this world, it's talking about the spiritual demon Satan has blinded the minds of the people, man, to worship him. All right. In the book of Revelation, it talks about how people wandered after the beast. They wandered after Satan. All right. Meaning that they were hypnotized by Satan's witchcraft. OK, to follow after his moral code, which is nothing but wickedness, man. All right. Let's go back to this. Verse 31, Deuteronomy 12:31. It says, thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord, which he hateth, have they done unto their gods. OK, so these celebrities that you see, all right, they've done nothing but abominations, man. OK, nothing but abominations, evil shit. OK, things that'll make you throw up out of your mouth, just like that whole Diddy scandal. All right. That whole P. Diddy scandal, which a lot of that shit was a goddamn stage. But that shit that they saying that he did is true. And it's much deeper than that. All right. They was really being PG with the shit that Diddy was doing. OK, they was really being PG about it. All right. Really, it's way deeper than what people think, man. Underground tunnels. You know what I mean? Slaves. That, you know, people that have disappeared, and then come to find out that a lot of these goddamn higher ups and these celebrities are using them as fucking sex slaves and shit. You see, it's way deeper than what people think, man. This shit is really evil, man. OK, it says, which he hateth have they done unto their gods, for even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods. Yeah, a lot of them celebrities, they have no moral code, all right, because they've given themselves up to the spiritual demon Satan So they'll even sacrifice their own kids, man. And you see that sometimes, man. You see that, all right? Somehow, some way, a top celebrity, okay, his goddamn son or his daughter just die somehow miraculously. And then next thing you know, not too long after that, the nigga signed a goddamn deal for like 20 million. You see? So they'll even sacrifice their children for this shit, man. All right? So, you know, like I read in the book of Sirach, the 9th chapter, don't envy the glory of a sinner. Don't look at these celebrities and think that they're living the life. Because really, behind the scenes, these niggas is miserable, man. They dead inside, man. All right? They don't have no more spirit left. They're waiting for the Lord to just destroy them because they made their vessel abominable, man. Especially the women. Do you understand what the women have to endure? Okay? They got to let every nigga, you know, put their rod in them, man. No matter how ugly, how nasty, no matter how many of them. Okay? That's the only way they get into the top. All right? They got to open their legs to whoever, man. All right? And whatever. All right? The men got to engage in homosexual shit. Okay? And all other manners of evil, man. All right? So, Lord willing, this was edifying. We give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Shalom.